Hi, students. So, today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, that is the comparison between BBA and BMS and BBE courses, which are offered by the colleges of Delhi University, which are offered after writing the DU-JAT exam. So today we have with us Shivam Jaiswal. He is pursuing his BMS from Shaheed Sukhdev College of Business Studies, which is one of the premier institutions of Delhi University. And Shivam would be talking about the three courses. What is BBA, FIA, what is BMS, and what is BBE, and how are these three different from each other? But before we really move on to listening to Shivam, I would like to bring about this preparatory course which has been introduced by Unacademy. So Unacademy लाए हैं आपके लिए अचीवर टेस्ट सीरीज जो स्टूडेंट्स NCHM JEE की प्रिपरेशन करना चाहते हैं उनके लिए ये बहुत अच्छा मौका है एनरोल करने का। ये टेस्ट सीरीज के अब क्या फायदे होने वाले हैं आपको, ये टेस्ट सीरीज डिजाइन की गई है ये दिमाग में रख के कि NCH MCT JEE में जितने भी लेटेस्ट चेंजेस हुए हैं वो इस टेस्ट सीरीज में इनकॉर्पोरेटेड हैं। टोटल 50 क्वेश्चंस होंगे और सिमिलर पैटर्न होगा जो आपका NCH MCT JEE प्रिपरेशन के पेपर में आता है। ये इंडिया की लार्जेस्ट ऑनलाइन टेस्ट सीरीज होने वाली है जो मॉक टेस्ट है। सो आपको ये हेल्प करेगा अपना प्रिपरेशन लेवल असेस करने में और ये भी जानने में कि कौन कौन से एरियाज में अभी आपको इम्प्रूवमेंट करना है। आपके लिए ये बहुत अच्छा मौका है इस टेस्ट सीरीज को सब्सक्राइब करने का। So students, this is a very good opportunity for you. If you want to sign up for these mock test series, आप इसको सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हैं। लिंक नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया है। किसी भी सब्सक्रिप्शन को 10% डिस्काउंट में पाने के लिए यूज करें मेरा कोड एजुकेशन EDUCATION। So welcome to Education View 360, Shivam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me. I hope I'm a valuable part.
Oh, yes, you will be. So, Shivam, now moving on to our first question, which is going to be very, very important. What happens after 12 standard? Students are generally confused whether they should take up BBA, FIA, they should be signing up for BMS, or they should take up BBE. So, please tell our students that how one course is different from another and what sort of skill sets are required by the students to be able to take up the courses.
Sure, ma'am. So, like generally after, the students pass their 12th exams and they're going to colleges and the courses they want to have, like I'll say, first of all, that BBA, you can call it BBA, you can call it BMS, and now there are different bifurcations as well now. But this is a field which is very general, and generally students who want to explore more are the ones who go for these courses, because you will see in these courses that there are a variety of students, not just from a commerce background, you'll have it from arts and science as well. So any student who is looking for going into these courses, the first thing I'll tell them is, like, there are three courses after you get into JAT. That is BMS, Bachelor of Management Studies. After that, you have BBA, FIA. That is, we also call it BFIA. That is more towards finance. And last is BBE. That is Bachelor of Business Economics. So I'll start with all three. Like the first course, which is BMS, that is the most sought out course, like the most common course people go for after the JAT exams. Like some people even call it the BMS exams and DU-JATs actually. So this is a course which is most sought out because this is a very general course. I'll tell you honestly, I'm a BMS student. It is very general. Like it is very similar to BBA, which is the common course we see outside of Delhi University, but it has a much more, I'll say, a practical aspect to it. You will have a much more corporate lifestyle when you go into BMS and you go into these different colleges. You'll have a very corporate lifestyle, and you will go and see the courses and the subjects you study in these semesters will be from various domains. It will be from human resource, it will be from marketing, it will be from finance, it will be from operations as well. So you'll have all these courses from various domains. And after your 2 years, you have explored everything, you have explored internships and all these subjects. Now you can, choose one field in your specialization year, in your third year, and you can go ahead with it. So students who are, who wants to take business, but are not sure in which domain, I'll honestly suggest you take BMS. explore these 2 years, and then you can definitely choose one like in your specialization year for your MBAs. So have that if you don't have any idea right now on which domain. Now let's move towards BFIA, like BBFIA, which is the full thing. So this is a course which is, I'll honestly tell you, it is very numerical. It is something which is, as the name suggests, it is very oriented towards finance. Like students who are for sure guaranteed, I want a business lifestyle and I want it in finance, go for it. Like it's the best course you can have in finance. You will study portfolio management, you will study investment analysis, you will have all of these things. You will be pretty much segregated into finance from the get, like from the first, not maybe from the first semester, but from the second semester, I'm pretty sure it will be all finance lifestyle. And like you will have a life into that, and it will be very numerical. So people who are a bit scared of math, I'll honestly tell you, go for BMS if you want. But definitely, people, it will be very numerical, and it will have statistics will be a huge part of it. That's for sure. And that's BFIA. Like it is very debatable if you want to go for BCom. But if you're asking me, if you want a corporate lifestyle with a practical exposure, take BFIA because finance will be a part, definitely, and you will have a great time. And the last thing is BBE. It is like Bachelor of Business Economics, as we know. So it is very underrated in my opinion. Like people don't talk about it much, but like as the name suggests, it is very economically oriented. It is the course is, it has a great structure. Like the course has a great structure, and it is very much oriented towards economics and mathematics. Like people say, it is generally a replacement for economics honors. Like it is very debatable which one should you take. It should be economics honors or BBE. So the same thing applies here as well. BB, it is something which is oriented to much more towards business. Like people who are wanting to have a startup or people who are wanting to go through business lifestyle, that's for them. And that's the reason people don't take economics honors and take BB, because it, again, like BFI, very numerical, very much oriented towards statistics, very much oriented towards economics policies and all. So you'll learn all those things. You will learn what actually goes through in making these policies, what you're understanding in this economic terms. So pretty much very standard, and I'll say very oriented towards economics. Like I know I'm repeating a bit myself, but I'll say a great course. So any of these courses you want, pretty much know what you want to study ahead actually. Like with BMS, you have a chance of 2 years to explore. But if you're taking BFIA, you know you're going in finance. And if you're taking BBE, you know you're going towards economics. So that's the major thing. Anything you want to have, just consider this what you want in your future ahead. That will be all.
Right. That's great, Shivam. Shivam, so please tell our students when the companies come for placement. So do they have any preference for a specific area of study? Like would they prefer to employ a BMS student over BBA, FIA or BBE or other way around? Is it like that, or there is a common placement sort of thing for everybody?
So yeah, that's actually a great question. Like that's the question I still had. Like I want like I have my placements in 3-4 months, and I'll tell you honestly what happens. So in placement, people think like when finance companies comes, like when McKinsey comes, when DE Shaw comes, and they want something which is much more oriented towards finance, people think only BFI students will get it, not the BMS one. But actually, it's not true. The thing is, see, what a company thinks is not what course you're going into. It's actually what you know. So when you go for a finance role, it's not about that you're a BMS student and they won't take you. The thing is, what is your knowledge? Like, do you know about that field? Do you know about the things they want you to know? So whenever you're going for placement, don't think that, okay, it's not my course, I won't get it. The thing is, you need to study. Like, that's the thing. You need to study for the company rather than thinking about the course. You need to study for the company, what the company desires from you, and you will get it. They don't mind. They don't discriminate like that. Okay, he's a BMS student. We won't take him. They don't care for that. They care what you know, what the student knows. So it's about individual personalities, and it's about what the person knows rather than their courses. So that won't be an issue. Like a BMS student can go for a finance role. A BFI student can go for a marketing or maybe a operations role as well. So it's not about what the field you have taken or what course you're taking. It's about what you know and how much specialized you are actually.
That's very right. I believe in the same thing. Instead of your course is not an identity, students. So I would suggest take up a course, whatever you are interested in. But if you are by chance not able to get that course because seats are very limited for BBA courses in Delhi University and cutoffs are generally very high. So it's better to opt for your second option, but take up a course and then you can equip yourself with more skills. Like as Shivam said, prepare yourself for the company, not for the course. And I'm sure with your communication skills, with your general awareness, with your skills of how to face an interview, you'll be able to make to a good company eventually. So, Shivam, is there anything, the last sentence that you would want to tell our students, those who are aspiring to join Delhi University and take up this course?
Definitely. Like, see, the first thing I'll say is not everyone gets into these courses, or not everyone gets. It's not a thing like you have not got into a college and it's, you can't do anything else. Like, many people think, like, I tell you, I have changed 6 colleges. Like, I was in COVID year, like, I'm a COVID year student. So it was pretty easy for me to change colleges. I have been in 6 colleges, and the thing what I felt after getting it, definitely a crowd is something you go for, the best crowd, but it's not the end of your life. Go for any field you want, or go for any colleges you want. At the end of the day, what you need to know is you need to enjoy your life, you need to enjoy your colleges, because trust me, I have been good. You don't enjoy it, you feel worthless. And the thing you need to do is, rather than with your course is very important. To be honest, it is. But more important than that is how you develop yourself, what skills you're developing in your courses. Because nowadays, every 300 students get into these BMS courses or BFIA courses. Not 300 of the same students get into these top companies. Not everyone gets into a McKinsey or a D-Shaw. The person who gets it is the one who has more skills now. After this course, what separates you is the thing which makes you get into a company, not the course itself. So develop skills, develop Excel, develop Python, like have all these courses you can do, because that's what gets you into everything. And try to enjoy. Like, that's the most important thing, because people come into this and they want like corporate life and corporate exposure from the first year. You're gonna have it after 22. You're gonna have it for the rest of your life. So the years remaining in college, try to have a college life and enjoy. That's
Perfect. Yes, I do agree there. You got to enjoy your life to make your life more meaningful, and college life definitely is never going to come back. So these 3 years are very important. Make the most of it in terms of enjoying your life as well as having a career path chalked out for yourselves. So, students, we are going to be getting you a series of such interviews of various students from different colleges, basically themed on BBA and BMS courses in Delhi University. Stay tuned. Thank you so much, Shivam, for speaking to our
thank you,
students.
ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.